Chris Miller, coming in from Australia, you've been involved for more years than I like to think about, in a whole range of sustainability, climate change, et cetera, at local, national, and global level. I know that you go around the world sharing your expertise with various communities. Do you want to come in, tell us a bit about what you're doing at the moment and some of your thoughts on what you've heard so far?
Thank you, David, and welcome to you all. So my background, I started as a volunteer mountain rescuer. So I've been in emergency services for a very long time. And my point is we're at the bottom of the cliff. We're the people that pick up the pieces when it all goes badly. And most of us now are adopting Andrew Blades' point that the climate has changed and we're dealing with the consequences. I don't want to seem like the gloomiest person on the panel, but as I say, my members are the ones that are picking up the pieces in Australia. I've set up some backgrounds for you that I'll flick through as we go through our time together tonight, so you can see some of the harsh realities. But I was very disturbed to hear how difficult it was to get the climate fund started for low and middle income countries at some sort of credible level. Because we have Pacific Islands now that are already having overwashing. So no amount of seawalls are actually going to help them. They're going to have to leave. And we've even got that situation in Australia with Torres Strait Islanders in the far north of the country, where some of their burial grounds are being washed over by king tides. So there's no climate change. The climate has changed, but we haven't changed with it. We're still dragging our feet and not accepting the harsh realities. And some of those harsh realities, for instance, we're in a heat wave at present in Australia on the east coast. And when we had the Black Saturday fires, we lost 173 people directly to the fire, but 374 to heat waves. So often it's sort of the silent killers or the silent injuries or the silent problems that are just not getting the attention that they need to get. And that's pretty obvious by the upset Pacific nations and other countries that walked out of Baku because the sums were too inadequate to deal with the harsh realities that they're facing. And we're looking just quickly for a couple of snapshots at Jakarta, moving the government to Borneo. Because they're finding themselves in a congested city prone to earthquakes and tsunami that's rapidly sinking into the Java Sea. So major megapolises like Jakarta, New Delhi, unbreathable air, just wonderful situation for them, I'm sure. And personally, a few years ago, I was 7 kilometres away from a bushfire that came 8 kilometres away from a bushfire that took 74 days to put out. So we're living it in Australia. We are actually living it now. And flooding, Lismore is a town to the north of New South Wales on the way to Queensland, my home state. And someone built this city in a valley with 2 major flood-prone rivers, and they wonder why it persistently floods. The only solution that would be really credible is to move the town. But the locals are quite resistant to it. So how you bring people with you, your point about community, is well made, because the harsh reality is we can't make a city that is flood safe like Lismore. It's not possible. The geography is against us. But we have people who love living there. So how are we going to find a compromise in that environment? So I'll be interested to hear if any of the other participants have some clever ideas. But it's my members that are at the bottom of the hill, bottom of the cliff, dealing with the consequences now. Thanks very much.